Hey guys, Sean here. So this is a summary of the car logo Mandela effect changes that I've experienced, and I had one other video. I'll link it below. It's an old one. It's one of my first videos I ever made about a year ago, talking about how the logos are looking all crazy. And there was a decent amount of comments about like, no, you talk about they freshen up their logos and well, yeah, I woke up the other 1980 something and there was horse-drawn carriages. So what? There wasn't horrible comments, but there was some negativity because back then it just wasn't that big yet. So car logo changes wasn't on a lot of people's radar, and a lot of people were just like, yeah, like they update their logos. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So, but yeah, as you can see here, this Suzuki car. Now, for me, I haven't talked about Suzuki yet at all. Um, but yeah, like I started noticing these Suzuki. I saw the S on the front of the car probably about maybe a half a year ago, about 6 months ago. Like Suzuki. Like what? Like I didn't know it was Suzuki. I was just that's when there was like Mandela effect changes right and left. Um, it was before the JFK. How many people were in the car? Four? No, there's six. Happened because that was a really big one for me and many others. But but yeah, there was a lot of Mandela effect changes coming and the maps changing and then the car logos and yeah, so I would be seeing the weirdness with the car logos and Suzuki, which I later found out when I looked up like what the hell this S is all about. I'm like, wow. Like I honestly, I've been driving for many years. I have really good vision and I pay attention to things. I have a decent memory. I don't remember seeing that logo before about 6 months ago. Driving lots. Been driving for a long time. So yeah, that logo appeared new to me. And then based on the fact that I know about Mandela, based on the fact that the Berenstein Bears changed, and then I looked and the maps changed. Oh my goodness! So yeah, any and the Volvo, so anything's possible now. So yeah, the Suzuki, it's new for me. Whatever timeline I came from, that car brand wasn't on the roads, or a much smaller chance. I just missed it. Didn't remember. I didn't see that logo before. I'm telling you. So so yeah, this it's so strange looking for me. That S on the front, that shiny silver S. I haven't seen those cars before. Have not seen them. The Suzuki symbol that I'm familiar with, or the Suzuki brand, it's not that. The Suzuki brand I know and have always known is the motorcycles. The motorcycles. Now, the Suzuki motorcycle, yes, that's what I'm familiar with for Suzuki. The fact that there's this lineup of cars that have been driving around for a while, brand new to me. Brand new to me. So other logo car logo changes that seem odd that have changed, and a lot of you obviously who are familiar with Mandela effect can relate to this, whether you remember that whether it was a change for you or not. The Volvo one was a big one. The video that one of my very first videos that I'm gonna link below that I was talking about the Volvo change. I mean, it was very obvious to me because it was a male symbol with a freaking circle and an arrow, and I didn't see that prior to Mandela effect changes uh, since I became aware of Mandela effect changes. That Volvo symbol, it was a circle. It was just like how it looks here, minus the arrow. Did not have that damn arrow. There's no way I would have missed that. And then all these other people with the same recollection, they don't remember it either. Whatever timeline I experienced, the car brand Volvo did not have the darn arrow. Volkswagen, another big one. A lot of people noticed that. That line in the middle. Now that one is it's even though it's like it seems very very real, and just there's no question about it at this point because it's been talked about and shown again and again. When I first noticed the Volkswagen looking funky with that line, I remember thinking to myself, man, I remember the symbol. I remember the V and W being like the V was in there, the W, like the V and the W both were represented, and they were both like part of the same symbol, but it was a V and a W. It didn't have that line in the middle. Looked funny. It didn't look familiar to me. I didn't recognize it. And a whole bunch of other people had the same issue. The Ford, I'm a little squiggly and all the like soft edges. I'm not gonna. No, yeah, the Ford did not look like that for me, especially that little squiggly. Uh. Saturn. Here's another one that you don't really hear much about. I have a video that I'm not going to link it below because it basically says Saturn looks different to me, but I'm not going to tell you what because I don't want to influence people. Because not a lot of times, but sometimes people identify a change and then it's like, yeah, people be like, yeah, that's a change for me too. So I didn't want to influence anybody, but so I didn't say the change for Saturn. But here's what I noticed, and it just it hit me just like a lot of things that looked different. It changed that I experienced a change. The Saturn changed for me. See, I always remembered the Saturn with that red looking symbol right there, the red and silver symbol that you're looking at, with Saturn underneath, written. Always had the Saturn underneath, written underneath the symbol. But there's not all, but a lot of the cars out there just have that symbol with no the word Saturn underneath. I can't be sure, but that's a legitimate change for me. But I'm pretty sure because it looked freaking weird to me. I remembered the word Saturn always under it, and now there's a lot of cars have that symbol without the word Saturn underneath. I don't know. It seems different to me. I don't remember that. Not as sure about this one. It's just a feeling. This would be. I'm not as confident about this change. But Lincoln, it seems taller and skinnier. I don't know. It just seems taller and skinnier to me. Okay. Here now with now we're on now I have another video. I'll link that one below. It's about these numbers on the back of cars. 26.2, as some of you know, that's a marathon. How many miles it takes to run a marathon, and someone who runs a marathon puts a sticker on their car to show that they did that they accomplished that. And that's awesome. That people, who you should show that. I mean, it's not bragging. You're just saying, hey, look what I did. I mean, it's healthy and it's great. Running a marathon, that's awesome. It's something you should be proud of. So that's cool. And I'll get to why that has a Mandela effect feel to me. And then there's I'll get back to that zero, but the 13.1. Also, half a marathon, also awesome. The zero is like for some wise guys. Wise guy, eh? Like the Three Stooges. Whoop, 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 wise guy. Putting the 0.0. Hey, I didn't run a marathon. Yeah, it's all good, right? Um, so yeah, so the 26.2. So here's what's weird, and you can watch the video that I had posted if you wish to do that. But around 2012, because I had a job in the year 2012, 2013, and 2014. In my job, I work in the mental health field. I help people with disabilities their employment endeavors. And my job specifically during those years was to actively pursue employment by being the middleman. I would drive around to businesses and facilitate employment for people with disabilities. So yeah, I've been driving for years and years and years, and during that time, not only was I driving just on my normal everyday life, I was driving most of the time for my job too. Probably about 50% of my work week. That's about 20 hours driving. So I was driving a lot those couple of years. All of a sudden, around 2012, when I was early on to that job, I noticed somebody had a 26.2 sticker. It just said 26.2. That was it. I was I was thinking to myself, what the hell